In June 2020, he tried often to check on Jason and his sister.
All the time, I worry for my kids. All the time.
Sanchez says he fell ill with tuberculosis, a contagious bacterial infection.
The last time I get it to the hospital, I almost there for 2 weeks. I was really, really sick. I was spinning blood.
He says a home isolation order from the City of Houston Health Department left him unable to see the kids. Once he started feeling better, Sanchez says his ex-wife, Ashley Marks, kept them from him.
I tried to contact Ashley, and she all the time telling me that she's not at home, that she was in the hospital. She left Jason to friends.
Jason's father says Jason's mother should face the death penalty if convicted on the capital murder charge against
Negligence.
her.
So I've been trying to get my kids for a while now, and I already had a court date set for the 2nd of May for temporary custody while we go through the case of a full custody. She was served her paperwork and everything. Every time I would get my kids, they would come with me, like for the little bit of time I would get them, because I do work out of state. I would be home for a certain amount of time, and I would get my kids as she would give them to me. A lot of the times I didn't get them. I didn't get to see them. They would always come back with bruises on their face, bruises on their leg, bruises on their back. There was always something, and there was always an excuse. It was, oh, she fell, or oh, they were playing around, or oh, your son jumped on her, this and that. But I never believed it. So I finally went out of my own way. I paid out of my own pocket for my attorney, and we're working that case as well. This past time I was home, I was there. My kids were supposed to be with me on Easter, and as I was told today, I didn't get to see my kids because Mark Anthony was going to beat their mom and leave her. So for that, I wasn't able to see my kids on Easter, and I still haven't seen my kids for 3 months until yesterday, that I was able to see my daughter laying in her deathbed and my son Jesse at home wondering where his sister's at.
Marconi. Police say a suspect has been arrested after a 30-hour manhunt.
Investigators here saying that there were several leads that took him directly to Otis Tyrone McCain. He's a 31-year-old San Antonio man. Well, he seemed apologetic as he was led by officers.
We got our first look at McCain when he was walked in handcuffs from SAPD headquarters, where this all began, to be booked behind bars.
Otis McCain faced reporters as he was being led to the courthouse last night, and he actually spoke to those reporters.
He had words of remorse and a still unthinkable explanation for the cameras.
What were you upset about, sir?
Society not letting me see my son. I lashed out at somebody that didn't deserve it.
Did you know Officer Marconi?
No, sir.
What were you doing down here on Sunday?
What was his fault that he would want to see his son?
It simply makes no sense. If he wants to see his child, now he's never going to happen.
Father tells me this family is actually from Mississippi, but the mother moved here to San Antonio during their custody battle for a job he claims never existed. Friday, April 24th, a judge finds it in the best interest of the children for their safety and welfare that the rights to decide their primary residence are awarded to Jason. Jason's monthly obligation to pay child support to Karina terminated. Karina is to surrender their 5-year-old daughter and 3-year-old son to Jason today, since the current arrangement is, quote, unworkable or inappropriate. The next day, Saturday, April 25th, Jason Dietering asks police to check on his kids and estranged wife here at the Sedona Ranch Apartments off Henderson Pass after they failed to show up for a custody exchange east of Beaumont. Police talk to neighbors, make repeated calls to Karina, but get no answer. A maintenance worker offers a key to the officers, but SAPD says officers did not have the authority to enter the apartment based on the information provided by the caller or neighbors. Records show Jason called police for 2 more welfare checks that weekend before going to the apartment himself Monday morning, April 27th.
The father of the children peered in through a crack in the blinds in the back of the house.
Police say 37-year-old Karina Kleberovna Sornoza Dietering shot and killed 5-year-old Clara, 3-year-old Robert, and her 68-year-old mother Galina before turning the gun on herself. Jason told police Karina had no history of violence, didn't
We've
send
seen this happen over the years in the past, where parents who have lost custody or they're involved in divorce have resorted to murder-suicide.
Police are still investigating a deadly shooting that happened last night just northeast of downtown. Police responded to a family disturbance call around 9:30 in the 1800 block of Rogers Avenue, not far from North New Braunfels and I-35. They say a 35-year-old man was shot about 4 times in the chest and died on the scene. Police say they were close when the call came out and were able to catch the suspect and find the weapon.